Hey guys, tonight we begin with a story that might sound strangely familiar. A quiet evening, a soft bed, and a brain that simply refuses to turn off. You lie down with the best intentions. Pillow fluffed, lights dimmed. Your phone is on Do Not Disturb, which is ironic because the real disturbance is you, or rather, the part of you still calculating how you could have said that better, solved that faster, lived today more perfectly. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And if you're up, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is where you are. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You close your eyes, but your brain, your faithful, caffeinated companion, remains seated at the control panel, flipping switches just to see what still works. It starts with a simple review: today's to-do list, then tomorrow's, then 2037's, because apparently your frontal cortex got a memo that the fate of the galaxy depends on whether you forgot to respond to that one email 11 hours ago. You shift under the covers. You breathe in, trying to do what the apps say. Inhale calm, exhale tension. But calm gets stuck in traffic, and tension brought snacks. The ceiling stares back at you with judgmentless indifference. It has seen better thinkers lose to worse thoughts. Psychologists still debate whether overthinking is a coping mechanism or just mental cardio in bad lighting. You don't care. You just want to sleep. Somewhere deep inside your brain, a tiny worker flips through index cards of every awkward moment you've lived since third grade. They're not malicious, just thorough. You let out a slow sigh, and somewhere, just faintly, your thoughts start to blur at the edges. Not stop, not yet, but soften, like fog rolling in over a too busy city, asking the buildings to hush. You turn onto your side, not because it's more comfortable, but because it gives your thoughts a new perspective, which they apparently crave. Your brain interprets this as a green light. It begins building timelines, not exciting ones, not trips or weddings or world domination, but micro schedules, so precise, NASA would blush. What time should you wake up to have exactly 14 minutes of peace before the chaos begins? Can you finish that project before lunch if you start it before the sun remembers how to rise? You blink once, just once, and suddenly you're wondering if your high school math teacher ever found happiness. That's how it works. Overthinking isn't linear. It zigzags, spirals, climbs a ladder and forgets why, then stands there humming in the void. You consider doing something useful, meditating, counting sheep, reciting the presidents backward, but instead you catalog everything embarrassing you've ever said in a grocery store. There was that time you told the cashier to enjoy their dinner at 9 a.m. For some reason, your brain has archived that one in 4K ultra clarity. Psychologists still debate whether the brain replays mistakes for learning or just for sport. You shift again. Your blanket follows with mild concern, and in the corner of your mind, a small voice asks, "What if we didn't solve anything tonight?" It's quiet, startling, like someone turned off a faucet that had always been on. You don't answer the voice. You just let it sit there, cross-legged, blinking at you, not judging, just wondering. You feel something soften behind your eyes, maybe a thought giving up, maybe your jaw unclenching. Outside, the night hums like a fridge trying its best, and slowly, gently, You start to drift. You feel something soften behind your eyes. Maybe a thought giving up. Maybe your jaw unclenching. Outside, the night hums like a fridge, trying its best. And slowly, gently, you start to drift. There is a quietness settling over your mind now, like a mist rolling low over a lake just before dawn, soft and slow and deliberate. Your thoughts, those busy little creatures in their squeaky shoes, are starting to tiptoe rather than stomp. They are no longer trying to solve the World OS puzzles or rearrange your to-do list with frantic fingers. Instead, they are dipping their toes into a pool of quiet, feeling the water cool and a little strange, but comforting. All the same, you notice the texture of your breath, how it brushes softly against your skin like a feather sliding through the pages of an old, forgotten book. It's neither hurried nor deep, just steady, unremarkable, like the sound of someone quietly humming a tune that's almost forgotten but still somehow familiar. Psychologists still debate whether the very act of noticing your breath can tether you gently back from the whirlpool of thoughts. But tonight, you aren't in a hurry to understand that debate. You're simply holding the breath, letting it hold you. Somewhere in the background, the ceiling fan spins its rhythm, a slow hypnotic wave that reminds you of those moments when you would watch clouds drift by as a kid, tracing their shapes and wondering if one might secretly be a slow-moving dragon or a lazy dog. You realize how rare it is to just watch something move without a goal, without urgency. It's a soft rebellion against the day's urgency, a small act of kindness you give yourself. Your body is a familiar landscape, familiar enough that you sometimes forget to visit it. Right now, it feels like a patch of moss beneath a tree, gently cushioned and perfectly still. There's no need to rush across it or conquer it, just a quiet presence. The weight of your limbs is a reminder that you are here, in this moment, and for once, that's more than enough. You catch yourself smiling softly, almost embarrassed by how simple this feels. It's like realizing you've been holding a too tight grip on a balloon, and now, without pressure, it floats gently upwards, bobbing with the wind. There's a kind of lightness in that letting go, a small, quiet relief that doesn't need a grand announcement. Maybe your overthinking isn't a problem to solve tonight. Maybe it's just a guest who needs a soft place to sit, a warm cup of calm to sip slowly. Your mind flickers briefly to the idea of all those productive hours you spent trying to shut off your thoughts, like fighting an invisible mosquito buzzing right by your ear. Sometimes the harder you swat, the louder it seems. Tonight, though, you're not swatting. You're just noticing the mosquito's quiet little hum and imagining it as a lullaby instead. There's a gentle irony in this moment, too. The overthinker who couldn't to find the off switch is now slowly learning to appreciate the pause between thoughts, the space where nothing urgent demands attention. That space feels like a soft cushion made from old, worn wool sweaters, the kind you found in the back of your closet as a kid, slightly scratchy, but endlessly comforting. You realize that thoughts don't always have to march in perfect formation. Sometimes they wobble, trip lightly, or even take a break, settling down in the corner with a cup of tea, watching the world in quiet company. Tonight, your thoughts are choosing to rest, to be messy and soft, rather than sharp and urgent. There is a warm, safe fuzziness spreading from your chest out toward your fingers and toes, like a slowly melting marshmallow, pooling sweetness through your veins. You think about how strange it is that something as simple as a quiet moment can feel so precious, almost like discovering a secret garden in the middle of a noisy city. It's a place where your mind's restless squirrels can pause on a branch, nibbling on calm instead of chaos. You notice the faint smell of linen and the night air weaving through your room, a scent that feels like a whispered promise. You're allowed to rest here. You don't have to fix yourself or your thoughts tonight. You can just be a soft presence in a still room, wrapped in the gentle hum of a world that never really sleeps but knows how to slow down. Your eyelids grow heavier, as if they are leaves on a tree in early autumn, sagging just enough to catch the light breeze, but not yet ready to fall. You feel a quiet gratitude for the slow unraveling of the day, for the gentle dimming of the mind's bright, flickering screen. It's a kind of unspoken kindness to yourself, a warm blanket you didn't realize you'd been craving. And in this hush, you find a tender kind of peace, not the sudden dramatic peace of a storm passing, but the soft, steady peace of dusk melting into night, a peace that folds around you like a familiar song hummed low and steady just beneath the breath. You are here, you are safe, and the quiet is yours to hold, like a secret star twinkling just for you in the vast, gentle sky of your mind. You're sinking deeper now into a gentle softness that feels like sinking into a bed of clouds spun from the faintest whispers. Each breath draws you further from the clamor of daily thoughts, like drifting away from a crowded street to a quiet garden where the flowers lean in close, sharing their secrets with the night. Your mind doesn't don't have to catch every detail or chase every thought. It can simply watch them float by, like dandelion seeds carried on a soft breeze, light and unhurried. You might notice how your senses start to quiet one by one. The fabric beneath your skin no longer presses sharply, but settles into a muted, familiar embrace, like an old sweater that knows all your curves and comforts without fuss. The light in the room dims as your eyelids grow heavier, not forcing you, but inviting you, like a gentle hand brushing the surface of a still pond. The sounds around you, perhaps a distant car, the hum of a street lamp, or the soft rustle of leaves, blend into a lullaby only your ears can understand, soothing and steady. It's curious how the brain, that tireless storyteller, shifts its tales at night. Psychologists still debate whether dreams are merely the brain's way of filing the day, as clutter, or a playground for our deepest, unspoken wishes. But for now, you don't have to solve the mystery. You're simply the guest of your own quiet mind, listening to its soft murmurings without judgment. Your thoughts, which once marched loudly in squeaky shoes, now shuffle like sleepy kittens, tumbling into small piles of warmth and fuzziness. Occasionally, one stretches lazily before curling back up, content to be just a thought without a mission or urgency. You might smile quietly at how absurd this all seems. The grand mind reduced to a gentle purr, a quiet companion rather than a demanding taskmaster. The weight of your body is a pleasant anchor, reminding you that you belong here, in this moment, in this stillness. Your limbs relax, one by one, as if melting like honey, spreading slowly over warm toast, sweet and slow. There's no need to resist or hurry. The night invites you to simply be, to fold into this peaceful pause. You might catch yourself chuckling softly to the thought that, for all the years spent trying to turn off your brain, it turns out the trick wasn't tea a switch at all, but a soft invitation, a kind of dance where you let the music slow down instead of stopping it completely. This moment is a quiet rebellion against the rush, a gentle wave breaking softly on the shore of your mind. Breath flows in and out like ocean tides, steady and unforced, carrying away little worries, like driftwood bobbing far out to sea. There's a lightness growing inside you, a feeling like tiny bubbles rising through water, delicate and fleeting. This softness isn't weakness, it's the quiet power of surrender, the strength in allowing yourself to pause. Outside, the night continues its gentle symphony, the occasional hoot of an owl, the rustling of branches, the distant whisper of the world settling down. It's a reminder that everything has its rhythm, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, and that right now you are aligned with the slow, steady beat of rest. In this peaceful space, you can be gentle with yourself, with your thoughts, with the restless parts of your mind that have spent so long trying to do too much. There's no rush to fix or control anything. Tonight, the overthinker becomes the gentle observer, the quiet traveler, floating softly toward sleep's warm embrace. And as your eyelids finally close, like curtains drawn on a quiet stage, you carry this softness with you, the tender hush of a mind finding its way home. The dark behind your closed eyelids feels like a velvety curtain, thick and welcoming, yet alive with the faintest shimmer of possibility. It's not empty, exactly. It's more like a soft, shadowy theater where your thoughts can perform gentle dances instead of frantic races. You realize how unusual it is to give yourself permission to watch without interference, to let the mind's flickering images drift without judgment or urgency. Sometimes, the images come like slow-moving waves, pale, shifting shapes that blur the edges of your awareness. They might be something as simple as the outline of a tree swaying softly in an unseen breeze, or a distant streetlight casting pools of warmth on rain-slicked pavement. Psychologists often say that these fleeting mental pictures are the brain's way of weaving together memory and imagination, a silent conversation between what was and what could be. But tonight, there's no need to unravel their meaning. You just let them wash over you like a gentle tide. Your breathing deepens just a little, but it remains unhurried, a soft rhythm like a lullaby sung slowly by someone who knows every word by heart. You might catch a small smile crossing your lips, not because anything is particularly funny, but because you appreciate the tender absurdity of this whole quiet ceremony. The way your restless mind has at last learned to lean into stillness without complaint. There's a faint, comforting scent in the air, maybe the subtle earthiness of a houseplant nearby, or the clean, linen freshness of your sheets. It wraps around you like a familiar quilt, patchworked with moments of ease and acceptance. This quiet, you realize, isn't about winning some invisible race or silencing a noisy crowd inside your head. It's about sitting with yourself as you are, messy and tentative, and finding peace there. A soft chuckle bubbles up inside as you think of all the times you've wished for an off switch, imagining it as a bright red button just waiting to be pressed. You realize now that the mind isn't so easily flipped off. Instead, it's more like a garden that slowly falls asleep each night. No sudden darkness, just a gradual folding of petals, a slowing of breath in the leaves. The sensation of your body resting feels like a gentle cradle, a hammock swaying just enough to soothe without startling. You can sense each tiny muscle letting go, one by one, as if a soft hand is tracing your outline, smoothing away tension like a quiet artist. Even your fingertips feel heavier, anchored in warmth, like little stones sinking into a gentle stream bed. Your mind drifts lazily now, unhurried and soft, like the slow swirl of cream mixing into coffee, a quiet blending of wakefulness and sleep. The edge between them is tender and forgiving, a place where you don't have to be fully awake or fully asleep. You rest in this gentle twilight, the quiet margin where everything softens and slows. Somewhere, deep inside, you feel the faintest flutter, a tiny pulse of calm that's been waiting patiently beneath the noise. It's the quiet heart of rest, a whisper that says you're safe, you're seen, and you don't have to do anything but breathe and be. And as you float deeper into this tender space, you carry with you a soft kind of hope, not a loud, boisterous hope, but a quiet knowing that tomorrow will come with its own pace, and that for now, this slow, gentle night is enough. The stillness deepens, folding around you like a warm, well-worn blanket that has soaked up countless quiet evenings. There's no need to chase any particular thought, no urgency in the rhythm of your heartbeat. It pulses softly, like a distant drum played by slow, patient hands. You begin to notice how your mind feels, less like a bustling city and more like a sleepy village at dusk, where lights blink on one by one and windows glow with gentle warmth. You might feel the faint brush of a breeze against your skin, even if the air is still. It's as if the night itself is breathing softly alongside you, a shared sigh in the dark. Psychologists remind us that the body and mind often mirror each other's rhythms. When the body relaxes, the mind can begin to follow. And in this moment, your whole being seems to be whispering a quiet permission. It's okay to slow down. Your thoughts now move like drifting leaves on a lazy river, sometimes swirling gently in small eddies, other times floating alone in silence. There's a kind of charm in their slow, wandering journey, as if they've put aside the burden of decisions and deadlines to simply be present. You might even imagine them wearing tiny slippers, padded and soft, tiptoeing through the quiet hallways of your mind. You smile softly to yourself, recognizing the gentle humor in the idea that your brain, the very thing that has kept you awake with its relentless questions, can also be a source of such tender company. This overthinker, the one who always seeks clarity and answers, is now learning the art of gentle surrender, of letting questions rest unanswered, like a book left open on a table. The sensation of your body sinking further into the mattress is like a slow, graceful dance, where gravity is the partner that never rushes, only supports. You feel your limbs becoming heavier, as if each finger and toe is filled with warm honey, thick and sweet, pulling you down in the most comforting way. There's a softness to this sinking, not loss, but a gentle return. Your breathing is steady now, a rhythmic tide ebbing and flowing beneath your ribs. You imagine it as the slow rise and fall of a seashell pressed gently to your ear, carrying the vast, quiet murmur of the ocean deep inside. This sound isn't loud or demanding. It's the hush of the world resting, inviting you to do the same. Outside, the night stretches quietly, vast and unhurried, like an endless field of tall grass swaying gently in the breeze. You feel yourself becoming part of this wide, slow-moving landscape, a single blade of grass bending softly with the rhythm of the earth. There is a strange comfort in knowing that you're both small and expansive at once, that your worries are only whispers in the grand quiet of the night. A light chuckle escapes you as you think of all the times you tried to fix your restless mind with logic, with plans, with pep talks. Now you see that the mind is not a problem to solve, but a companion to walk alongside, sometimes in silence, sometimes with gentle laughter. This realization is a small gift, wrapped not in ribbons, but in soft shadows and warm light. And so you drift, slowly, gently, carried by the night's lullaby, cradled by the soft rhythm of breath and heartbeat. There is no destination, no goal, only the tender unfolding of rest. You are here, you are safe, you are quietly, wonderfully falling asleep. The quiet night deepens around you, wrapping your thoughts in a soft, velvety cloak that seems woven from shadows and sighs. It's as if the world has pressed the pause button on its endless noise, leaving just the gentle hum of stillness to hold you. You notice how even your heartbeat has slowed to a tender murmur, a lullaby played on invisible strings tuned by the night itself. Your mind floats now, not with the urgency of puzzles to solve or to-do lists to conquer, but like slow-moving clouds drifting aimlessly across a vast, empty sky. Psychologists often note that when the mind wanders freely without pressure, it may actually be fostering creativity and emotional healing, an uncharted, quiet voyage through the self. But for tonight, you don't need to analyze or understand. You simply watch the clouds as they meander, soft and unhurried. There is a curious sensation beneath your skin, a gentle warmth that spreads like the first light of dawn, creeping shyly over a quiet meadow. It's the body's way of reminding you that you are alive and safe. Here, in this moment of stillness, you imagine your muscles unfurling like delicate petals opening to a morning sun, slow and deliberate, without haste or strain. Your breath, a steady, unbroken rhythm, feels like the gentle rocking of a cradle, soothing and sure. Each inhale is a soft promise, each exhale a small release. You might find yourself smiling quietly, amused by the subtle absurdity of this, that something as simple as breathing could be the most profound act of kindness you offer yourself tonight. Outside your window, the world whispers in quiet tones, leaves rustling in a playful breeze, distant voices muffled by the dark, the faint drip of rain, perhaps, like soft fingers tapping a lullaby on glass. The night's sounds are a reminder that life continues, slow and steady, beyond the walls of your room. You are a small part of this vast, gentle symphony, and in this moment, you belong to its rhythm. There's a lightness growing inside, like tiny bubbles rising lazily through warm water. It's not urgency or excitement, but a delicate, fragile buoyancy, the kind that makes you feel both grounded and free at once. You think about the irony of the overthinker learning to float, to let go, to surrender to this sweet softness without resistance. A quiet laugh might escape you, a little breath of humor born from tenderness. The mind that once demanded answers is now a soft companion, content to wander without agenda, to rest without guilt. You sense a gentle grace in this transformation, as if your restless thoughts are finally learning the art of a slow dance. Your body feels like a familiar harbor, steady and safe. You sense each limb melting into the mattress, heavy and warm, as if dipped in golden honey that drips slowly and sweetly into the earth. The sensation is comforting, a reminder that it's okay to let go, to rest, to be still. As your eyelids flutter closed, the edges of the day blur softly, like ink spreading in water. You drift into the tender twilight between wakefulness and sleep, a space where the mind's chatter quiets and the heart's whisper grows louder. You carry with you the gentle assurance that in this stillness you are enough, and so you sink deeper, cradled by the night's embrace, floating toward the calm, slow shore of dreams, where peace waits quietly just beneath the surface. The silence around you stretches wide and soft, like a vast, unfurled quilt, patched together from countless quiet moments. Your thoughts, once sharp and restless, now wander like slow, lazy rivers, meandering through a gentle valley. They curve and bend, unhurried, carrying memories and feelings that shimmer faintly, like sunlight dancing on water, never demanding, only suggesting. Your breath deepens just enough to be felt, a steady, soothing pulse that moves through you like a soft breeze brushing through tall grass. Psychologists often say these quiet pauses are essential, tiny resets for the mind's endless hum. Tonight, you savor this reset without expectation or need. There's a warmth in your chest, gentle and glowing, as if a small lantern were lit inside you, its light flickering softly but steadily. It doesn't chase away the shadows, but welcomes them, allowing darkness and light to exist side by side in quiet harmony. You might find yourself smiling, a soft and knowing smile, at the gentle irony that the very mind that once buzzed with worry now carries this peaceful glow. The room around you feels like a sanctuary, a space filled with the gentle textures of night, the soft fabric of your sheets, the coolness of the air on your skin, the faint scent of something familiar and comforting, maybe a hint of lavender, or the clean freshness of cotton. These details weave a quiet tapestry that holds you gently, like a mother's arms cradling a restless child. You catch a fleeting thought, an image of your mind as a garden where thoughts are flowers. Some bloom bright and vibrant, others, like night blooming jasmine, open only in the dark, releasing their subtle fragrance to the quiet night. This garden doesn't need tending or pruning right now. It simply exists, a wild and gentle place where every petal and leaf is welcome. Your body feels heavier, grounded yet light, as if you are a leaf slowly drifting down a calm stream, carried by a current that knows exactly where to go but never rushes. You notice how your fingers and toes loosen their grip on tension, spreading out softly like roots reaching for nourishing earth. The sensation is a gentle reminder. Surrender is not defeat, but a kind of quiet strength. A soft, almost mischievous chuckle escapes you at the thought of all the times you've chased after sleep as if it were a shy cat that needed coaxing. Tonight, you're no longer chasing. You're simply sitting patiently, offering a warm lap and a soft voice, letting sleep come when it chooses, on its own gentle terms. The night outside continues its slow song, an occasional distant hoot, the rustle of leaves, the soft drone of night insects blending into a harmonious whisper. It is a reminder that life moves in rhythms beyond your own, vast and ancient, and that you are part of this timeless dance. In this moment, you are neither prisoner nor prisoner's guard to your thoughts. You are a quiet observer, a gentle host welcoming each idea and feeling without judgment. And as your eyelids grow heavier, as the world softens around the edges, you float effortlessly toward rest, carrying with you the tender peace of simply being. You are here, you are safe, and the night is a soft promise, wrapping you gently in its quiet, endless arms. The darkness behind your eyelids deepens, not as a void, but as a gentle well, full of soft echoes and distant, comforting murmurs. It feels like sinking into a pool of ink, thick, slow moving, and soothing, where your thoughts dissolve into the deep calm, spreading out like ripples that fade without urgency. You realize how rare this is, a moment when your mind isn't racing ahead or replaying the past, but simply floating, weightless and unanchored. The air around you feels cool and still, a delicate contrast to the warmth gathering in your chest and limbs. It's like the night is breathing alongside you, matching your rhythm in a quiet duet. Psychologists often mention that when body and mind sync in such gentle harmony, a natural lull descends, coaxing you toward rest. Tonight, you are cradled in this lull, neither fighting nor forcing, simply allowing. You might picture your thoughts as a cluster of fireflies, tiny points of light blinking softly in the dark, moving slowly in no particular hurry. Some fade away, others glow a little brighter before gently dimming, and none are too insistent. The chaotic noise has softened to a playful dance, a flickering companionship that feels less like distraction and more like a delicate lullaby. Your body feels as though it's melting into the mattress, each part releasing its hold with the sweetness of honey dripping slowly from a spoon. Your muscles are relaxed, heavy in a way that feels like floating underwater, where the pull of gravity is gentler and movement is slow and smooth. You're held in this tender suspension, safe and steady. A quiet smile forms as you think about the paradox of overthinking, the mind that never stops often forgetting how to rest. And yet here you are, practicing a soft kind of surrender, discovering that rest isn't about stopping thought, but about inviting it to slow dance with stillness instead of running a frantic marathon. Outside, the night carries on in its own gentle rhythm, the distant croak of a frog, the whisper of a breeze through leaves, the occasional rustle of something unseen. It's a reminder that the world itself knows how to pause, how to breathe, how to let go. You are part of that natural rhythm, a quiet note in a vast, soothing song. Your breath moves slowly now, a calm tide washing in and out, each cycle a little softer than the last. You might imagine it as waves gently kissing the shore, pulling back only to come forward again with tender persistence. This breath is a quiet anchor, a bridge between wakefulness and the tender edge of sleep. In this suspended moment, you are both observer and participant, a gentle presence unfolding in the stillness, learning the language of softness. You carry no burden here, only the quiet promise that you are enough, exactly as you are. And as the edges of your awareness begin to blur and blend, you float gently onward, carried by the night's hush, toward the peaceful sanctuary of dreams waiting quietly just beyond the horizon. The edges of your consciousness soften, melting like candle wax, pooling slowly on a quiet windowsill. Your thoughts, those familiar companions, now drift like autumn leaves caught in a gentle breeze, turning, swirling, but never hurried. Each one seems lighter, less urgent, as if the night has whispered a secret to them. Rest is allowed here. You notice the sensation of your breath again, a calm rhythm flowing in and out, like the soft sway of a hammock on a lazy afternoon. There's no need to change it or control it, just to feel it as it carries you gently deeper into stillness. Psychologists often describe this moment as the brain's natural reset, a delicate pause where neural chatter fades and the mind begins its slow descent into sleep. But tonight, you don't need the science or the labels. You just experience the quiet unfolding. The fabric of your sheets feels like a cool, reassuring whisper against your skin, a tender touch that soothes and grounds you. You imagine your body sinking further, becoming part of this soft, safe cocoon woven from breath, warmth, and silence. It is a feeling both familiar and new, like coming home after a long journey, only to find the door gently left open for you. Sometimes a stray thought floats up, a small question or a flicker of a memory, but it does not demand your attention. Instead, it passes like a slow cloud across a pale sky, harmless and transient. You smile quietly at this, marveling at how your mind can be both restless and restful, busy and calm, all at once. Outside, the night continues its gentle symphony, the faint rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, the occasional sigh of the wind weaving through the trees. These sounds wrap around you like a lullaby, steady and soothing. You feel yourself becoming part of this rhythm, a note in the night's tender melody. There's a softness growing in your chest now, a quiet warmth that spreads slowly, like sunlight filtering through the curtains in early morning. It's a gentle reminder that you are safe here, held by the night's embrace and the steady beat of your own heart. Your body, heavy and relaxed, is a sanctuary of calm, a place where tension unravels like thread from an old sweater. Slowly and without effort, you chuckle softly to yourself, thinking about all the times you've tried to quiet your mind with force, as if sleep were a wild animal to be caught. But tonight, you've learned a kinder way, a gentle invitation rather than a chase. And in this, there is a quiet victory, a soft triumph born from patience and compassion. As your eyelids grow heavier, like petals slowly closing for the night, you feel yourself drifting further into the tender space between wakefulness and sleep. This place is not empty. It is full of quiet hope, gentle peace, and the warm promise of rest. You are here, you are safe, and you are slowly, wonderfully falling into sleep's soft arms. The space between wakefulness and sleep stretches out before you like a quiet, dimly lit corridor, soft shadows lining the walls, each one inviting you to take a slower step, a deeper breath. Your thoughts, once so insistent and urgent, now sway gently like lanterns flickering in a calm evening breeze. They no longer clamor for attention, but whisper softly, as if sharing a secret only the night can hold. Your breath moves with a steady grace, in and out, like the slow rise and fall of a hammock, cradling you beneath an ancient tree. Psychologists tell us that this delicate rhythm can help ease the mind into its natural cycle of rest, a hidden language of body and brain speaking in quiet harmony. You don't need to understand the science to feel its truth now. You simply feel the gentle unfolding inside you, a soft loosening, a sigh carried on the wind. The scent of your surroundings is faint but comforting, a trace of linen, perhaps, or the cool freshness of a window left slightly open to the night. It wraps around you like a familiar shawl, a reminder of home, of safety, of moments when you have felt truly held. Your body melts deeper into the mattress, each limb relaxing as if it has forgotten how to hold tension at all. Sometimes a stray thought surfaces, a half-remembered tune, a fleeting question, but it drifts away before it can gather weight. It's like a feather on a pond, touching the surface, then floating onward without rippling the stillness. You smile softly at this gentle play of mind and rest, at the quiet partnership forming between them. Outside, the night hums a slow, steady song, the whisper of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft murmur of a breeze weaving through the trees. These sounds are a lullaby, a steady rhythm that cradles you closer to the edge of sleep. You imagine yourself as part of this vast, slow-moving world, just one quiet note in an endless melody of calm. There's a warmth growing inside you now, gentle and steady, like a candle's glow spreading softly through a dark room. It's the kind of warmth that carries no hurry, no pressure, only the invitation to rest, to be still, to belong. Your body responds, growing heavier and softer, sinking further into the quiet embrace beneath you. You laugh quietly to yourself, remembering the many nights spent wrestling with a restless mind, chasing sleep as if it were a mischievous kitten, darting just beyond reach. Tonight, you are no longer chasing. Tonight, you are the still garden where the kitten comes to curl up, content and calm. Your eyelids flutter like delicate wings, closing slowly, willingly, as the edges of the day blur softly into dreams. You are cradled in a tender space, safe, seen, and soothed. The night holds you gently now, a soft promise whispered just beneath the breath. And as you drift deeper into the hush, you carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the simple, profound peace of being exactly where you are, slowly, beautifully falling into sleep. The darkness behind your eyelids is no longer empty but a gentle canvas, painted with the faintest hues of fading twilight. It feels as if you're floating in a quiet sea of ink, where your thoughts dissolve like soft brush strokes, blending into one another. No edges, no pressure, just slow movement and tender merging. There's a subtle rhythm here, a hush that vibrates softly beneath your skin, inviting you to rest deeper. Your breath is calm and even, a steady wave that rolls through you without effort or urgency. It is the quiet song of the body, the silent language of ease, coaxing your heart and mind toward gentle stillness. Psychologists often speak of this moment as the threshold, where consciousness softens and the borders between waking and dreaming blur. But you don't need words or explanations now. You only need to feel the slow unfolding, the sweet release. The faint scent of night surrounds you, a mix of cool air, distant rain on earth, and something soft and warm, like a memory wrapped in a favorite blanket. It's a quiet reminder that you are held, cradled, in a space where nothing needs to be fixed or figured out. Your body melts further into the bed, each muscle loosening, releasing the day's weight like leaves falling gently to the ground. Occasionally, a stray thought drifts in, perhaps a half-remembered melody, a gentle question whispered by the past, but it moves with the grace of a leaf on a stream, never disturbing the calm flow. You smile softly at the strange kindness of your mind, how it offers company without demand, a quiet conversation without noise. Outside, the night breathes softly, the rustle of trees, the distant cry of an owl, the soft murmur of the world slowing down. These sounds form a delicate lullaby, a natural rhythm that resonates with the slowing beat of your heart. You imagine yourself becoming part of this vast, gentle pulse, a small, steady light in the wide quiet. A warmth blooms in your chest, tender and steady, like a candle's glow, flickering in a dark room. steady enough to be comforting, fragile enough to remind you to be gentle with yourself. Your limbs feel heavy and loose, as if dipped in warm honey that drips slowly, sweetly into the earth below. This heaviness is not burden, but balm, a soft tether that holds you safely in place. You chuckle quietly, remembering the frantic nights when sleep seemed like a wild creature you had to chase and catch. Tonight, there is no chase, only invitation. You are the soft garden where rest settles, where the wildness of the mind pauses to drink from the cool, quiet well of calm. Your eyelids flutter like soft petals, folding closed in the twilight. The edges of consciousness blur, blending the day gently into night, into dreams waiting just beyond the veil. You are cradled in this tender space, safe, seen, and soothed by the quiet grace of the moment. And as you drift deeper, carried by the night's hush, you hold with you the simple, profound peace of being exactly here, exactly now, slowly, beautifully, falling into sleep. A soft darkness presses gently behind your eyelids, not heavy or suffocating, but like a tender blanket woven from the quiet sighs of the evening. It cradles your mind with the gentlest touch, coaxing each thought to slow, to soften, to lose its sharp edges and become something pliant and kind. You feel yourself drifting, a feather caught in a calm updraft, swirling without urgency or resistance. Your breath continues its slow, steady rhythm, a peaceful tide washing in and out, carrying away the last tendrils of tension that lingered in your shoulders and jaw. Psychologists remind us that this breath, this simple anchor, is the mind's way of signaling safety, an ancient lullaby whispered from body to brain, urging you toward rest. You welcome this signal without hesitation, letting it guide you deeper. The faint scent of night air slips in through a cracked window, a cool, earthy perfume tinged with dew and distant rain. It feels like a quiet friend brushing against your skin, offering comfort without words. The fabric beneath you is soft, familiar, and your body sinks further into its embrace, as if welcomed home after a long journey. The steady warmth spreading from your chest is like a small fire kindled within, steady and calm, warding off any lingering chill. Occasional thoughts surface like slow-moving clouds, gentle and diffuse. They carry no weight or demand, simply drifting past like lazy boats on a serene lake. You watch them with tender amusement, recognizing their familiar shapes, but letting them go without grasping. There is a quiet humor in the realization that your mind, once so eager to run wild, can now wander with such peaceful grace. Outside, the night hums its low melody, a rustling leaf, the distant cry of an owl, the whispered promise of dawn just hours away. These sounds blend into a soft symphony that seems to pulse in harmony with your own slowing heartbeat. You imagine yourself as a single note in this vast, unfolding song, a note that lingers long and sweet before gently fading away. The heaviness in your limbs feels like warm honey, pouring slowly into every muscle and joint, a sweet weight that anchors you lovingly to the present moment. You are a body at rest, a landscape softened by the twilight. There is no need to resist or hurry. You can simply be a quiet island surrounded by a gentle sea of calm. A small smile touches your lips as you recall the countless nights spent wrestling with your restless mind, chasing elusive sleep like a shy cat slipping just out of reach. Tonight, you are no longer chasing. Tonight, you are the quiet garden where the cat curls up and purrs contentedly, safe and serene. Your eyelids flutter closed, like delicate petals, folding softly beneath the moon's gentle gaze. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs, a tender twilight where everything softens and slows. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the unspoken promise that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep is a gentle friend waiting patiently by your side. And as you drift deeper into the embrace of night, you float toward the warm, still harbor of dreams, slowly, peacefully, beautifully falling into sleep. The darkness behind your eyelids deepens, folding around you like a soft, endless sea, quiet, vast, and welcoming. You feel yourself sinking into its gentle embrace, the edges of your thoughts blurring and fading, as if dissolving into warm, slow-moving water. The day's weight slips away, leaving behind only the tender pulse of your breath and the steady rhythm of your heart. Your breath carries a quiet promise, in and out, like waves softly kissing the shore. Psychologists say that this natural rhythm is the body's way of signaling it says, safe to rest, a silent lullaby that calms the mind's restless tide. You don't need to chase or control it. You simply follow, floating gently deeper into calm. There's a faint scent in the air, subtle and soothing, maybe the coolness of night mingled with a hint of earth and linen. It feels like a quiet hug, wrapping you in comfort and peace. Your body, heavy and warm, sinks further into the familiar softness beneath you, every muscle releasing its hold, melting like honey dripped slowly into a quiet river. Thoughts come and go like lazy clouds drifting across a twilight sky, soft and unhurried. They don't demand your attention, only pass by like visitors offering a gentle nod before continuing their slow journey. You smile softly at this dance, the mind's quiet celebration of rest after its long day of chatter. Outside, the night hums a slow, soothing song, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the whisper of the breeze weaving through branches. These sounds wrap around you like a lullaby, a steady rhythm that pulls you closer to the edge of sleep. You imagine yourself a small flame, flickering peacefully in the vast night, steady and serene. A warmth grows inside you, steady and soft, like candlelight spreading through a dark room. Your limbs feel loose and heavy, anchored by a sweetness that invites surrender. This isn't giving up. It's coming home to yourself, to a place where nothing needs fixing, where peace is simply allowed to be. You chuckle quietly to yourself, remembering the restless nights spent chasing sleep as if it were a fleeting bird. Tonight, there's no chase. Tonight, you are the quiet garden where rest settles softly and the mind finds its gentle stillness. Your eyelids close fully now, like petals folding beneath the moon's tender gaze. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs, a soft twilight where everything slows and softens. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the gentle promise that you are safe, you are enough, and sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you drift deeper into night's embrace, you float toward dreams, slowly, gently, beautifully falling into sleep. The night deepens around you, a quiet blanket of shadows and soft sounds that seem to breathe with you. Your breath, steady and calm, flows like a gentle river, carrying away any lingering tension with each rise and fall. You feel the weight of your body pressing softly into the mattress, a slow, soothing sinking that feels like being held by the earth itself. Your mind is no longer a storm, but a quiet garden where thoughts drift like petals on a gentle breeze. light, unhurried, and free to float wherever they wish. Psychologists remind us that this wandering mind, when untethered from urgency, can wander into peaceful rest, weaving threads between memory and dream. You don't have to hold on to any of it, just watch and let go. The scent of the night lingers, cool, fresh, with whispers of earth and rain, wrapping around you like a tender promise. The world outside moves slowly, as if breathing with you, a soft rhythm of rustling leaves and distant calls that echo your own calm pulse. You become part of this slow dance, a quiet note in the symphony of night. Your limbs grow heavier, sinking deeper into warmth, like honey flowing slowly into a still pool. There is no need to resist or hurry. You are cradled in a cocoon of softness and peace. You smile gently, recalling the restless nights of chasing sleep, and marvel at this new kindness, this patient waiting, this gentle surrender. Your eyelids flutter closed, like petals folding under a moonlit sky. The space between waking and dreaming opens wide and soft, a tender threshold where the world quiets and the heart whispers its lullaby. You are safe here, seen here, and carried by the quiet grace of the night. And as you drift deeper into this gentle dark, you float slowly, beautifully, toward the warm embrace of sleep. The night's gentle breath surrounds you, a soft exhale that seems to settle into every corner of your being. Your thoughts, once a rushing river, now move like quiet pools, still, deep, and reflective. There's a softness growing within, a gentle folding inwards, like petals curling toward the heart of a flower as evening falls. Your breath flows in a steady, unhurried rhythm, each inhale a quiet gathering, each exhale a tender release. Psychologists often speak of this breathing as a bridge, a slow, sure passage from the busyness of wakefulness into the peaceful landscape of sleep. You cross this bridge with ease, without resistance or expectation, letting the gentle currents guide you. The sensation of your body deepens into warmth and weight, like honey melting slowly, thick and sweet, spreading through muscles and bones. You feel the tether of tension loosen, unraveling strand by strand until only softness remains. There is a quiet humor in this unmaking, a small smile rising as you acknowledge the strange relief in letting go. A stray thought might flicker, a memory, a whisper of a dream, but it passes by like a leaf floating gently on a stream, never disturbing the calm waters beneath. You watch these fleeting images with kind eyes, allowing them their brief visit before they drift away. You are a quiet island in a vast, still sea, held by the gentle pull of the night. Your heart beats a slow, steady rhythm, a grounding pulse that reminds you of your place in this vast, unfolding world. There is no need to hurry or strive. Here, in this soft stillness, you are simply enough. Your eyelids flutter like delicate wings, folding closed beneath a star-filled sky. The boundary between day and night blurs, and you slip gracefully into the tender space where dreams wait patiently, ready to carry you on their slow, wondrous journey. You are safe, you are whole, and you are softly, beautifully falling into sleep. A quiet warmth spreads through you, gentle as a late afternoon sun filtering through the leaves. Your breath settles into a steady rhythm, slow and unforced, like a lullaby sung by a familiar voice just beyond the edge of hearing. Each inhale fills you with calm. Each exhale releases the last traces of the day's noise, carrying it away on an invisible breeze. Your thoughts are no longer rushing currents, but soft clouds drifting across a vast, peaceful sky. They move without urgency, carrying no weight, no demands, simply floating, folding, unfolding, in quiet patterns. Psychologists suggest that this kind of gentle mental wandering is a way the brain rehearses rest, a slow dance toward the edge of sleep. You are part of this dance now, moving effortlessly without pressure or expectation. The air around you carries a delicate scent, perhaps the faint earthiness of evening dew or the clean freshness of cotton sheets. It wraps you like a familiar shawl, a comforting presence that whispers, "You are safe here. You belong." Your body melts deeper into the mattress, every muscle loosening, every fiber softening like petals opening at dusk. Occasionally, a stray thought drifts near, a fragment of memory, a half-formed idea, but it slips past like a feather on a quiet stream, light and transient. You smile softly at the mind's gentle playfulness, its quiet willingness to slow down, to rest. Outside, the night hums softly, the distant call of an owl, the rustle of leaves, the subtle murmur of the world settling into sleep. These sounds are a lullaby woven from the fabric of the earth itself, steady and sure. You become part of this vast, tender symphony, a single note, held long and sweet in the hush. Your limbs grow heavy, sinking into warmth and softness, as if dipped in honey that slowly drips away the last traces of tension. This heaviness is not burden, but balm, a gentle tether that holds you safely here, in this quiet moment between day and dream. You chuckle quietly, recalling the restless nights spent chasing sleep, the frantic hopes and whispered pleas. Tonight, there is no chase. Tonight, you are the soft garden where rest blooms freely, where your mind and body meet in gentle harmony. Your eyelids close fully, like petals folding beneath a silvery moon. The line between wakefulness and sleep blurs, soft and forgiving. You carry with you the tender grace of this moment, the quiet certainty that you are enough, that you are safe, that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you drift deeper into the night's embrace, you float slowly, beautifully, into the warm sanctuary of dreams. The darkness behind your eyelids grows thick and velvety, a quiet, infinite expanse that welcomes you like a gentle embrace. You feel yourself dissolving into it, your edges blurring softly, as if your very being were becoming part of the night itself. There is no resistance, only a slow surrender, a graceful folding inward that feels like coming home. Your breath is a soft, steady rhythm, rising and falling with effortless ease. It is the quiet music of your body, a slow, soothing melody that anchors you in this tender moment. Psychologists say this rhythm helps guide the brain into the restful landscapes of sleep, where thoughts drift free and unburdened. You let yourself follow the melody without question, trusting in its gentle pull. Around you, the night hums softly, leaves rustling in a lazy breeze, the distant call of an owl, the faint rustle of a window left ajar. These sounds weave a lullaby that wraps around you, tender and familiar, like a whispered promise that you are safe to rest. You imagine yourself a quiet flame flickering gently in this vast, still darkness, warm and steady. Your body feels heavy and warm, sinking deeper into the soft cradle beneath you. Muscles loosen and stretch in slow waves, releasing all tension like water slipping through fingers. There is a sweetness in this release, a kind of quiet joy in simply being. No need to fix, to fight or to hurry. A stray thought floats through your mind, a memory, a flicker of a dream, but it glides by gently, like a leaf drifting on a slow-moving stream. You watch it pass with kindness, neither clinging nor pushing away, simply observing the dance of your mind in this calm space. You smile softly, recognizing the quiet humor in your journey. The overthinker who sought the off switch, now finding peace not in stopping, but in slowing, in softening, in gentle presence. There is a grace in this acceptance, a tender strength in letting go. Your eyelids close fully now, folding down like petals, shielding a delicate bud. The edges of consciousness blur and blend, a slow drift from waking to dreaming, from thought to rest. You carry with you the quiet comfort of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, that sleep will come softly and cradle you in its gentle arms. And as you sink deeper into the embrace of night, you float slowly, beautifully, into the boundless sanctuary of dreams. The soft darkness behind your closed eyelids feels like a gentle tide, ebbing and flowing with a quiet rhythm that matches your breath. It carries you slowly away from the edges of wakefulness and into a vast, calm ocean where thoughts float lightly like drifting seaweed, untethered and serene. You are neither fighting nor chasing. You are simply carried, weightless and free. Your breath deepens, but remains smooth and even. A quiet hymn sung by your body to soothe your mind. Psychologists often describe this moment as a sacred pause, where the nervous system gently shifts from alertness to rest. You don't need to understand the science. You only need to feel the tender unfolding inside you, the gradual unspooling of tension and worry. There's a faint scent of night air mingled with the soft warmth of your sheets, a comforting aroma that wraps around you like a familiar hug. Your body sinks deeper into the mattress, every muscle releasing, relaxing, melting away the stiffness and weight of the day. It's a slow, sweet surrender, as if you're being cradled by the earth itself. Your thoughts drift in and out like lazy clouds, crossing a quiet sky. Occasionally, a flicker of a memory or a gentle question surfaces, but it passes by without urgency, a soft wave washing over the shore and retreating peacefully. You smile quietly at this gentle companionship of mind and rest, grateful for the kindness they share tonight. Outside, the night hums softly, a rustle of leaves, a distant call of an owl, the faint whisper of wind weaving through branches. These sounds form a soothing symphony that harmonizes with your slowing heartbeat, drawing you further into the tender embrace of sleep. You imagine yourself a single candle flame, steady and warm, flickering softly in the vast, quiet dark. There is a warmth growing inside you now, gentle and steady, like a small hearth glowing in a quiet room. Your limbs feel heavy and loose, anchored in comfort, as if dipped in honey that drips slowly, sweetly into the earth. This weight is not a burden, but a balm, a soft tether holding you safe in this still moment. A soft chuckle escapes you, remembering the nights you chased sleep like a shy cat darting just out of reach. Tonight, there is no chase. Tonight, you are the quiet garden where rest comes freely, where your mind and body meet in gentle harmony. Your eyelids flutter closed like petals, folding beneath the moon's soft glow. The boundary between wakefulness and dreaming blurs, a tender twilight where the world slows and softens. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, The gentle promise that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you drift deeper into night's embrace, you float slowly, beautifully, into the warm sanctuary of dreams. The night breathes softly around you, a slow, steady rhythm that matches the gentle rise and fall of your chest. The dark behind your eyelids is no longer empty, but alive with a delicate stillness, like the hush of a forest just before dawn. Your thoughts drift quietly now, like leaves floating on a calm stream, moving without effort or direction, free to simply be. Your breath carries a tender cadence, each inhale a soft gathering of calm, each exhale a gentle letting go. Psychologists note that this natural rhythm helps usher the mind toward its restful state, a quiet signal that it's safe to soften and release. You follow this rhythm easily, as if swaying with the slow, comforting sway of a hammock in a summer breeze. The faint scent of night lingers, subtle and sweet, maybe the cool earth after rain, or the clean freshness of linens left to air. It wraps around you like a familiar shawl, comforting and warm. Your body sinks deeper, melting into the mattress as every muscle lets go of the day's tight grip. There is no need to fight or fix. Here, in this soft cocoon, you are held gently and wholly. A stray thought floats up, a memory, a whisper of a song, a flicker of a dream. But it drifts past without insistence, like a feather carried on a slow, winding breeze. You watch with gentle amusement, grateful for the peace that lets these moments come and go without clinging. Outside, the night sings a lullaby of rustling leaves, distant calls, and the subtle murmur of the world settling into rest. These sounds blend into a soft symphony that cradles you, drawing you closer to the threshold between waking and dreaming. You imagine yourself a single, steady flame, flickering calmly in the vast darkness, warm, small, and serene. The warmth inside you deepens, spreading like liquid gold through your limbs. Your body feels heavy, yet light, anchored yet free, a paradox held in soft balance. This sweet heaviness is a gift, a quiet surrender that anchors you firmly in the present moment, safe and sound. A quiet smile curves your lips as you remember the restless nights spent chasing sleep. Elusive shadow. Tonight, you no longer chase. Tonight, you are the gentle garden where sleep comes unbidden, folding around you like a soft, familiar blanket. Your eyelids close fully, folding like petals beneath the moon's tender gaze. The edge between waking and dreaming blurs, a slow, soft drift into the tender spaces where peace lives. You carry with you the gentle grace of this moment, the quiet assurance that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its loving embrace. And as you drift deeper into the night's hush, you float gently, beautifully, into the warm sanctuary of dreams. The soft darkness behind your eyelids deepens into a warm, endless expanse, like a gentle sea stretching beyond the horizon. Quiet, calm, and inviting, you feel yourself floating there, weightless and slow, your thoughts scattering like pale stars dissolving into the night sky. There is no urgency here, no pressure to hold on or make sense, only the gentle unfolding of rest. Your breath flows steadily, a soothing rhythm that rocks you like a cradle. Each inhale fills you with quiet calm. Each exhale releases any lingering tension. Psychologists often say this rhythm signals the brain that it's safe to relax, that the body can slip easily into sleep's embrace. You trust this rhythm completely, surrendering to its steady lullaby. Around you, the night whispers softly, the rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, the faint murmur of wind weaving through the trees. These sounds form a tender chorus, a natural lullaby woven from the fabric of the earth itself. You imagine yourself as a single, glowing ember in this vast, gentle darkness, warm, steady, and serene. Your body melts further into softness, heavy and warm, like honey slowly poured over a smooth stone. Muscles loosen, tension unwinds, and a deep, nurturing warmth spreads from your chest out to your fingertips and toes. This is not the weight of worry, but the sweet heaviness of surrender, a peaceful anchor in the quiet night. A quiet laugh escapes you, a soft, knowing smile at the irony that the mind which once raced endlessly is now learning the art of gentle stillness. You realize that rest is not the absence of thought, but the kindness of allowing thoughts to drift without demand or fear. Your eyelids flutter like delicate leaves folding shut beneath a moonlit sky. The boundary between wakefulness and dreaming blurs softly, a tender transition into the warm sanctuary of sleep. You carry with you the gentle grace of this moment, the unspoken promise that you are enough, that you are safe, and that rest will come to you easily, wrapped in the night's loving arms. And as you drift deeper into the hush, you float slowly, beautifully, into the quiet sanctuary of dreams. The night holds you gently, a soft cradle of darkness that feels alive with quiet promises. Beneath your closed eyelids, shapes drift slowly, like wisps of smoke, curling lazily upward, dissolving into the vast stillness. Your thoughts, once sharp and insistent, now move with the grace of drifting feathers, light and unhurried, touching the edges of your awareness without grasping. Your breath continues its steady, unforced rhythm, a gentle tide rising and falling with soothing certainty. Psychologists often call this the body's natural signal to rest, a rhythm that invites the mind to slow, to soften, to let go. You lean into this invitation, following the breath as it carries you deeper into calm. The subtle scent of night lingers in the air, cool earth after rain, the faint sweetness of blooming jasmine, the clean linen of your sheets. It wraps around you like a comforting shawl, familiar and tender, grounding you in this moment of quiet surrender. Your body melts further into the bed, muscles unfurling, like petals opening slowly to a warm dawn. A stray thought drifts in, a gentle flicker of memory or a whispered hope, but it passes by softly, like a leaf floating on a still pond, leaving no ripples behind. You watch with kindness, neither chasing nor resisting, simply witnessing the gentle ebb and flow of your mind. Outside, the night hums a slow lullaby, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft sigh of the breeze weaving through branches. These sounds blend into a tender symphony, wrapping you in a cocoon of sound that carries you toward rest. You imagine yourself a single candle flame, steady and warm, flickering gently in the vast quiet. Warmth spreads through you now, a soft glow that begins in your chest and radiates outward, melting away any remaining tightness. Your limbs grow heavy and loose, as if dipped in honey, slowly dripping into a still pool. This heaviness is a gift, a sweet tether to the present, a gentle anchor in the vast sea of night. You smile softly at the quiet humor of it all, the overthinker learning to rest, the restless mind finding stillness. There is a gentle grace in this transformation, a tender strength in surrender. Your eyelids fold closed like delicate petals beneath the moon's tender gaze. The line between waking and dreaming blurs into a soft twilight, a slow, sweet drift into the sanctuary of sleep. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the deep knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you sink deeper into the night's embrace, you float gently, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The darkness behind your eyelids feels like a gentle ocean, vast and calm, its surface shimmering faintly with quiet reflections. Your thoughts drift like small boats, floating without direction or urgency, rocking softly with the tides of your breath. Each inhale is a slow, soothing wave. Each exhale, a gentle retreat into deeper stillness. Your breathing holds a steady, comforting rhythm, like the slow tick of a clock in a quiet room, predictable, unwavering, a silent promise that time itself is softening around you. Psychologists often describe this breath as a kind of anchor, grounding you in the present, even as your mind begins to wander toward sleep. You trust this rhythm, letting it carry you effortlessly across the boundary between wakefulness and rest. The faint scent of night air mingles with the softness of your linens, wrapping you in a cocoon of familiarity and peace. Your body sinks further into the mattress, heavy and warm, as if the earth itself is holding you close. Muscles release their grip one by one, a slow unraveling that feels like silk slipping through fingers. A stray thought glimmers briefly, a half-remembered dream, a whispered wish, but it drifts away like a leaf on a gentle stream, leaving only quiet in its wake. You watch it pass with gentle curiosity, neither chasing nor resisting, content to be the calm water beneath. Outside, the world hums softly, the rustle of trees, the distant call of night birds, the whisper of wind threading through the dark. These sounds weave a lullaby that cradles you, steady and sure, inviting you deeper into rest. Warmth spreads through you, slow and steady, like honey melting in sunlight. Your limbs grow heavy, weighted with softness, sinking into a deep, peaceful stillness. This heaviness is a gentle tether, a reminder that you are here, safe and held. A quiet smile touches your lips at the thought of your restless mind now learning to dance with stillness. No longer a chase, but a gentle sway. There is grace in this surrender, strength in the softness. Your eyelids close fully, folding like petals around a quiet bloom. The line between waking and dreaming blurs softly, a tender haze where the world fades and sleep begins its slow, beautiful descent. You carry with you the warmth of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, wrapping you in its endless embrace. And as you drift deeper into the night, you float gently, peacefully, into the boundless calm of dreams. The quiet darkness behind your eyelids deepens, folding around you like a soft, endless ocean. You feel yourself sinking slowly into its gentle embrace, your thoughts scattering like pale petals, drifting across still water, light, unhurried, and free. There is no rush here, only the tender unfolding of rest and ease. Your breath moves with steady grace, rising and falling like the gentle sway of a hammock, cradling you beneath an ancient tree. Each inhale fills you with calm. Each exhale releases any remaining tension, carried away on an invisible breeze. Psychologists describe this rhythm as the body's invitation to sleep, a lullaby whispered from the heart to the mind. You listen without judgment, letting the soft cadence guide you deeper. The faint scent of night wraps around you, a delicate blend of cool air, earth, and the softness of cotton sheets. It feels like a comforting shawl, a familiar touch that grounds you in this quiet moment. Your body melts further into the mattress, every muscle loosening and lengthening like petals, opening slowly to greet the dawn. Occasionally, a stray thought drifts near, a fragment of memory, a flicker of a dream, but it slips by like a feather carried gently on a breeze, leaving no ripples in the calm waters of your mind. You smile softly, appreciating the gentle dance of presence and release. Outside, the night sings a lullaby, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the whisper of the wind threading through the trees. These sounds form a tender symphony that cradles you, inviting you into the warm embrace of sleep. You imagine yourself a single flame flickering steadily in the vast quiet, small yet radiant. Warmth blooms within you, spreading slowly from your chest to every limb. Your body feels heavy and loose, anchored by a sweetness that invites surrender. This heaviness is not burden, but balm, a gentle tether holding you safely in place. A quiet laugh escapes you as you remember the restless nights spent chasing sleep's elusive shadow. Tonight, you no longer chase. Tonight, you are the soft garden where rest comes freely, where your mind and body meet in gentle harmony. Your eyelids close fully, folding like petals beneath the moon's tender gaze. The boundary between wakefulness and dreaming blurs softly, a slow drift into the tender spaces where peace lives. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the deep knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you float deeper into the night's hush, you drift gently, beautifully, into the warm sanctuary of dreams. The night's gentle embrace deepens, wrapping you in a quiet cocoon where time seems to slow and soften. Behind your closed eyelids, the world dissolves into a soothing darkness, warm, velvety, and full of tender possibilities. Your thoughts drift like scattered petals on a calm pond, touching lightly before floating away, leaving behind a peaceful stillness. Your breath flows steadily, a slow, soothing rhythm that rocks you like a cradle. Each inhale brings calm. Each exhale releases the last traces of tension, carried away on an invisible current. Psychologists describe this rhythm as a gentle signal from body to brain, inviting rest and renewal. You welcome this invitation, surrendering to the lullaby of your own breath. The faint scent of night air mingles softly with the warmth of your sheets, wrapping you in a familiar, comforting embrace. Your body sinks deeper into softness, muscles loosening one by one, like petals unfolding in the quiet dawn. There is no rush here, only the gentle unfolding of ease and rest. A stray thought drifts by, a half-remembered melody, a flicker of a dream, but it moves like a feather on a gentle breeze, passing without insistence. You watch with kindness, allowing your mind to wander without grasping or resisting, finding peace in the ebb and flow. Outside, the night hums a tender song, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the whisper of the wind weaving through branches. These sounds blend into a soothing symphony that carries you closer to sleep's tender threshold. You imagine yourself a single flame, flickering steadily in the vast, calm dark, warm, small, and steady. A warmth spreads slowly from your chest, a soft glow that radiates through your limbs. Your body feels heavy, yet light, anchored, yet free, a paradox held in gentle balance. This sweet heaviness is a gift, a quiet anchor grounding you in the present moment, safe and held. A quiet smile curves your lips, a soft laugh escaping at the gentle irony of your journey. The overthinker, who once chased sleep, now learning to rest in stillness. There is grace in this surrender, strength in softness, your eyelids close fully, folding like petals beneath the moon's tender gaze. The line between waking and dreaming blurs into a slow, sweet haze. You carry with you the gentle grace of this moment, the quiet, knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you drift deeper into the night's hush, you float gently, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The soft darkness behind your eyelids deepens into a comforting hush, like the gentle hush of a forest settling under a blanket of snow. Your thoughts, once sharp and insistent, now glide slowly like autumn leaves carried on a lazy stream, light, untethered, and free to wander. There is no need to grasp or guide them. They simply move in their own quiet dance, inviting you to join. Your breath flows steady and calm, each inhale a gentle swell, each exhale a slow release. Psychologists often speak of this rhythm as the body's natural lullaby, signaling the mind that it is safe to rest, to soften, to let go. You listen without effort, letting yourself be carried by its steady beat, sinking further into peace. Around you, the night wraps its cool, familiar scent, a mingling of earth, dew, and soft linen. It holds you like a tender embrace, grounding you in this present moment of stillness. Your body sinks deeper into the mattress, muscles loosening and stretching like petals, opening to the first light of dawn. A stray thought flickers briefly, a whisper of a memory, a flicker of a dream, but it passes like a feather drifting on a breeze, leaving only calm in its wake. You smile softly at this gentle play of mind and rest, a quiet dance that soothes and steadies. Outside, the world hums softly, the rustling of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the sigh of the wind threading through the trees. These sounds weave a lullaby, a steady, soothing melody that cradles you closer to sleep. You imagine yourself a single, steady flame, flickering warmly in the vast dark, small, steady, and serene. Warmth spreads through you, slow and steady, like honey melting in sunlight. Your limbs grow heavy, sinking into softness and stillness. This heaviness is a gentle tether, a sweet anchor, holding you safe and present. A quiet chuckle escapes you, a soft smile blossoming at the thought of your restless mind, now learning to rest, no longer chasing, but gently drifting. There is grace in this surrender, strength in softness. Your eyelids fold closed like petals under the moon's tender gaze. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs softly, a slow, tender drift into sleep's embrace. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come gently, wrapping you in its peaceful arms. And as you sink deeper into night's embrace, you float slowly, beautifully, into the boundless calm of dreams. The darkness behind your eyelids deepens, becoming a velvet expanse that gently envelops you. Your thoughts drift like soft clouds, light and slow, their edges fading into the vast quiet. There is no rush, no demand, only the gentle unfolding of rest, like a flower opening slowly to the dawn. Your breath moves with steady calm, each inhale filling you with quiet ease, each exhale releasing what no longer serves. Psychologists often speak of this breath as the body's gentle signal to the brain. It's safe now. You can let go. You follow this signal willingly, surrendering to the slow rhythm that carries you deeper. The faint scent of night surrounds you, a mix of cool earth, fresh linen, and something sweetly familiar, like a memory wrapped in warmth. It comforts you, grounding you in this moment of stillness. Your body sinks further into softness, muscles loosening, tension melting away, like ice under a gentle sun. Occasionally, a stray thought drifts by, a whisper of a song, a flicker of a dream, but it passes softly, like a leaf floating on a quiet stream. You watch it with kind eyes, neither grasping nor pushing it away, simply letting it be. Outside, the night hums a tender lullaby, leaves rustling, distant owls calling, the whisper of wind weaving through trees. These sounds wrap around you like a soft shawl, a slow melody that lulls you closer to sleep. You imagine yourself a single candle flame flickering warmly in the vast dark. Small, steady, serene, warmth blooms within you, spreading slowly from your chest through every limb. Your body feels heavy and loose, anchored yet free, a gentle balance held in softness. This sweet heaviness is a gift, a quiet anchor grounding you in safety. A quiet smile touches your lips as you think of the restless nights, now softened by this gentle peace. The overthinker in you learns to rest, to sway gently rather than race. There is grace in this surrender, strength in the quiet. Your eyelids close fully, folding like petals beneath the moon's tender light. The line between waking and dreaming blurs softly, a slow drift into the warm embrace of sleep. You carry with you the gentle grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that rest will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you float deeper into the night's hush, you drift slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The night around you deepens into a vast, tender silence, wrapping you in a stillness as soft as falling snow. Behind your closed eyelids, the darkness is thick and comforting, a gentle velvet sea where your thoughts drift like tiny, glowing lanterns floating freely without direction or haste. They flicker and waver, quiet and calm, inviting you to rest alongside them. Your breath flows steadily, an unhurried tide rising and falling with soothing certainty. Each inhale fills you with calm. Each exhale releases the day's lingering weight, carried away on a gentle, invisible current. Psychologists often describe this breath as a quiet invitation to the brain, signaling safety and encouraging the slow descent into sleep. You follow this rhythm without resistance, trusting its steady guidance. The scent of night air mingles softly with the warmth of your sheets, a familiar, comforting aroma that wraps around you like a gentle shawl. Your body melts deeper into softness, muscles releasing their grip like petals unfurling in a slow, tender dance. There is no need to hurry. The moment unfolds with gentle grace. A fleeting thought appears, a whisper of a memory, a fragment of a song, but it drifts away like a feather carried on a calm breeze, leaving behind only stillness. You observe these quiet visitors with kindness, neither clinging nor pushing, simply letting them pass in peace. Outside, the world hums a lullaby, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft sigh of wind weaving through branches. These sounds form a tender symphony that cradles you closer to the threshold of sleep. You imagine yourself a steady flame flickering softly in the vast night, small, warm, and serene. Warmth spreads from your chest outward, flowing through your limbs like liquid gold. Your body grows heavy, sinking into softness and calm, anchored by the sweetness of surrender. This weight is not burden, but balm, a gentle tether grounding you in safety and presence. A quiet smile curls your lips, a soft laugh escaping as you reflect on the restless nights past. Tonight, you are no longer chasing sleep. Instead, you are the quiet garden where rest settles naturally, where your mind and body meet in gentle harmony. Your eyelids close fully, folding like delicate petals beneath the moon's tender glow. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs softly, a slow, graceful drift into the tender embrace of sleep. You carry with you the gentle grace of this moment, the deep knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you sink deeper into the night's embrace, you float slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The darkness behind your eyelids deepens, thickening like rich velvet pulled gently across a window pane, shielding you from the world's sharp edges. Your thoughts float lazily now, like autumn leaves drifting on a slow-moving river, soft, aimless, and utterly unhurried. There is no need to catch them, no need to hold on. You simply watch them move, feeling the quiet stillness that spreads beneath. Your breath flows smoothly, a calm tide rising and falling within you. Each inhale draws in a quiet warmth. Each exhale lets go of lingering tension, like a gentle wave retreating from the shore. Psychologists often speak of this rhythm as a silent signal of safety, a kind invitation from body to mind to rest and soften. You answer without effort, surrendering to its soothing cadence. The subtle scent of night surrounds you, a mingling of cool earth, soft linen, and the faint trace of something comforting, like a distant memory wrapped in a favorite blanket. It settles around you like a gentle hug, grounding you here in this moment of peaceful surrender. Your body melts deeper into the mattress, every muscle releasing, unfurling, like petals opening slowly to a calm dawn. Occasionally, a stray thought flickers, a fragment of a melody, a whispered wish, but it drifts away like a feather caught on a lazy breeze, leaving only silence in its wake. You watch these quiet visitors with kindness, neither grasping nor pushing, simply allowing the gentle ebb and flow. Outside, the night breathes softly, leaves rustling in the breeze, an owl's distant call, the subtle murmur of the world settling into rest. These sounds weave a lullaby, a tender symphony that wraps around you, drawing you closer to the threshold of sleep. You imagine yourself a single steady flame, flickering warmly in the vast dark, small, steady, serene. Warmth blossoms inside, spreading slowly from your chest through every limb. Your body feels heavy, yet light, anchored and free, a paradox held gently in soft balance. This sweet heaviness is a gift, a quiet anchor grounding you in safety. A gentle smile curves your lips as you remember restless nights past. Now softened by this tender peace, the overthinker learns to rest, to sway gently rather than race. There is grace in surrender, strength in softness. Your eyelids close fully, folding like petals beneath the moon's gentle gaze. The line between waking and dreaming blurs softly, slow drift into sleep's warm embrace. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that rest will come softly, wrapping you in its peaceful arms. And as you float deeper into the night's hush, you drift slowly, beautifully, into the boundless calm of dreams. The soft darkness behind your eyelids deepens further, a vast, tender ocean of stillness that cradles you gently. Your thoughts drift like tiny lanterns bobbing slowly on quiet water, their glow dim and steady, inviting calm rather than command. You feel the edges of your awareness soften, melting into the hush that surrounds you, as if the world itself is exhaling in unison. Your breath flows like a gentle tide, steady and unhurried. Each inhale, a quiet gathering of peace. Each exhale, a gentle release of tension. Psychologists often describe this moment as a sacred passage, a subtle shift where the body signals to the mind that it is safe to relax, to surrender. You follow this tender invitation willingly, feeling yourself float deeper into calm. The faint scent of night air drifts softly around you, a mingling of earth, coolness, and the comforting warmth of your linens. It wraps you in a familiar embrace, grounding you in this moment of rest. Your body sinks further into softness, muscles loosening and stretching like petals, slowly unfolding in dawn's first light. A stray thought appears briefly, a whisper of a melody, a flicker of a memory, but it drifts away like a feather on a breeze, leaving behind only quiet. You watch these fleeting visitors with gentle kindness, neither grasping nor resisting, simply letting them pass. Outside, the world hums a lullaby, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft murmur of wind weaving through branches. These sounds form a tender symphony that holds you close, guiding you toward the peaceful edge of sleep. You imagine yourself a single candle flame, flickering steadily in the vast dark, small, warm, and serene. Warmth blooms within you, spreading slowly from your chest through every limb. Your body feels both heavy and light, anchored yet free, a gentle balance held in softness. This sweet heaviness is a gift, a quiet anchor grounding you in the present moment. A soft smile touches your lips, a quiet laugh escaping as you reflect on the restless nights, now softened by this gentle peace. The overthinker learns to rest, to move with grace and ease, rather than frantic pace. There is strength in this surrender, beauty in the quiet. Your eyelids fold closed, like petals beneath the moon's tender gaze. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs softly, a slow, sweet drift into the warm embrace of sleep. You carry with you the gentle grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that rest will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you sink deeper into the night's embrace, you float slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The darkness behind your eyelids is no longer just absence. It becomes a soft, welcoming space, vast and quiet, like a night sky, dusted with the faintest shimmer of distant stars. You feel yourself gently drifting in that vastness, weightless and slow. Your breath a steady rhythm that holds you like the calm pulse of the earth itself. This quiet pulse is steady and sure, each breath a gentle wave, rising and falling without effort or hurry. In this moment, your mind is not a tempest, but a gentle garden where thoughts unfold like petals, soft, delicate, and without sharp edges. They move like the slow swirl of leaves in a mild autumn breeze, sometimes twirling gently, sometimes resting quietly on the earth, never demanding, never rushing. You watch them without judgment or need to steer, simply observing their peaceful dance. You notice the texture of your breath, how it feels as it moves in and out, cool as it brushes the tip of your nose, warm as it fills your chest. It is a quiet, unspoken conversation between your body and the night, an ancient language that has long whispered the promise of rest. Psychologists still debate how much attention to breath truly calms the mind, but tonight, you let the breath be your anchor, your soft tether to stillness. Your body feels heavy but tender, sinking slowly into the mattress beneath you. The fabric beneath your skin is like a familiar friend, soft and comforting, embracing your curves and contours without pressure or fuss. Muscles that were tight and knotted during the day now unwind like slow ribbons of silk, each knot loosening with gentle patience. The weight of your limbs is like honey poured slowly over warm stones, thick, sweet, and grounding you deeper into rest. There is a warmth gathering at your core, a cozy ember glowing steadily inside your chest. This warmth is neither bright nor overwhelming. It's a quiet, steady flame, like the gentle light of a candle flickering softly in a dark room. It spreads through your torso, into your arms, down your legs, carrying a sense of calm that feels both ancient and immediate, a comforting presence that invites you to let go. Occasionally, a stray thought drifts by, perhaps a half-remembered melody, a whisper of a memory, or the faint echo of a question that no longer matters. These thoughts float like leaves on a slow river, moving without urgency or grasp. You smile quietly at the absurdity of your mind, sometimes treating itself like a busy office, bustling with paperwork and to-do list, when all it truly needs is a moment like this, soft, slow, and unrushed. Outside, the world hums quietly. You hear the soft rustling of leaves, stirred by a mild breeze, the distant call of an owl punctuating the night, and the gentle, steady murmur of a street lamp's hum. These sounds weave together like a lullaby composed by the earth itself, a song of safety and rest. You imagine yourself a single note in this vast symphony, steady and unchanging, held securely within the music's gentle embrace. Your eyelids flutter softly, like petals folding closed beneath the moon's gentle gaze. The boundary between wakefulness and sleep blurs, a soft, shifting twilight where your thoughts grow hazy and the edges of your mind soften. You float into this space effortlessly, carried by the quiet current of your breath and the night's lullaby. The heaviness in your limbs deepens, a pleasant, sweet weight, like sinking into warm honey or a thick velvet cushion that molds perfectly to your shape. This heaviness is a gift, a tender anchor that grounds you in the present moment, assuring you that here, now, you are safe to rest completely. There is no need to struggle or resist. You can simply be. In this tender stillness, you realize that rest is not the absence of thought, but the gentle dance of presence and release. Your mind does not need to be silenced. It simply needs the space to soften, to slow its pace, to lean gently into the quiet. You are the gentle observer of this process, watching your thoughts settle like soft feathers landing in a calm garden. A light chuckle escapes you, a small moment of humor and tenderness at the realization that the overthinker inside you, the restless mind that once insisted on racing faster and faster, is now learning the art of slow surrender. This is not failure, but growth, a quiet strength that blossoms in the soft soil of acceptance. Your breath continues its steady rhythm, in and out, slow and sure. It carries you deeper, like a boat drifting peacefully down a gentle river. You imagine the water beneath you shimmering softly in the moonlight, smooth and endless. Each breath is a paddle stroke, moving you further into calm waters, away from the noise and urgency of the day. Your body feels heavy, yet light, a paradox held in perfect balance, heavy enough to feel rooted and safe, light enough to float in this quiet sea. You imagine your limbs as long branches resting on a still lake, swaying gently with the movement of water, but never breaking the surface. This softness is both shelter and freedom. The warmth inside you spreads, like a slow sunrise, melting frost from a winter morning. It grows steady and calm, spreading from your chest to your fingertips, your toes, filling every cell with a gentle glow. This warmth is the pulse of life itself, steady, reliable, and tender. Outside, the night deepens further. The wind whispers through the trees, a soft murmur that seems to say, "It's okay to rest." The distant stars blink quietly, like tiny eyes watching over you with gentle care. The world, vast and timeless, holds you in its quiet embrace. You notice the softness in your jaw, the unclenching of your fists, the gentle relaxation of your shoulders. These small signs of letting go feel like precious gifts. Your body remembers what it is to rest fully, to trust completely, to simply be. A stray thought drifts by, a question you don't need to answer, a worry you no longer carry. It moves past you like a feather on the breeze, light and free. You smile again, grateful for this softness, this space where your mind can wander without worry. Your eyelids feel heavier now, as if they are petals, closing slowly on a delicate flower. You welcome the darkness behind them, the soft quiet that grows with each blink. You feel the slow pull of sleep, gentle and inviting, like a warm hand reaching out to guide you home. In this space between wakefulness and sleep, you find a tender peace, not loud or sudden, but slow and steady, like a river flowing deep beneath a calm surface. You are part of this peaceful current, carried softly toward rest. There is a quiet joy in this surrender, a gentle grace that fills your being. You are enough. You are safe, and you are softly, slowly falling into sleep. As your breath carries you further, the world around you grows distant and dim. Your mind drifts into the sweet, fluid world of dreams, a place where time folds, where worries dissolve, where rest is complete. You float here now, cradled by the night, wrapped in the endless calm of gentle darkness. The overthinker within you rests beside the quiet observer, both finding their own peace. And so, you drift, slowly, beautifully, deeply, into the soft sanctuary of sleep, where the world waits patiently for your return. The night's quiet deepens around you, like a thick, comforting shawl woven from the softest threads of shadow and stillness. You feel yourself drifting deeper into this embrace. Each breath, a slow, gentle wave washing over you and pulling you farther from the clamor of waking life. Behind your eyelids, the darkness is no longer emptiness, but a fertile space, a velvet canvas where your thoughts dissolve and float softly without direction or demand. Your breath moves steady and even, a quiet tide rising and falling with unwavering calm. Each inhale is a soft gathering, like the first light of dawn stretching across a sleepy horizon. Each exhale is a tender release, as if the day's worries and rushing thoughts are gently folding away, becoming lighter and lighter until they are nothing more than whispers fading into the night air. Psychologists often speak of this breath as the body's invitation to rest, a signal that tells your brain It's safe to surrender. Tonight, you answer this invitation with quiet grace, allowing your breath to guide you deeper into stillness. The faint scent of night air mingles with the subtle warmth of your linens, wrapping you in a familiar cocoon of comfort and safety. It is a scent that carries the memory of countless nights spent in peaceful rest, a fragrance that feels like a soft touch against your skin. Your body sinks slowly into the mattress, muscles melting and unfurling like petals opening to the gentle touch of morning light. The tension that once gripped your shoulders and tightened your jaw unwinds now, strand by strand, until only softness remains. Occasionally, a thought drifts by, a half-remembered melody, a fragment of a dream, or a fleeting question that no longer carries urgency. These thoughts move like lazy leaves on a slow river, drifting without haste or grasping. You watch them pass with kindness, neither chasing nor resisting, simply allowing the peaceful flow to carry you along. Outside, the night sings its lullaby, a symphony of rustling leaves, distant owl calls, and the whisper of a gentle breeze weaving through branches. These sounds weave a tender tapestry that cradles you, guiding you closer to the threshold of sleep. You imagine yourself as a single flickering flame, steady and warm, shining softly in the vast quiet darkness. A gentle warmth blooms within you, spreading slowly from your chest through every limb. It is a warmth that soothes and grounds, a quiet ember that glows steadily without flicker or fear. Your limbs grow heavy with softness, sinking into the mattress like honey poured slowly over velvet cushions. This heaviness is a gentle anchor, a reminder that you are safe, held, and free to rest. A soft smile graces your lips, a quiet laugh rising from the tenderness of this moment. The irony of a mind once racing, now learning the art of gentle stillness. There is grace in this surrender, strength in softness. Your eyelids fold closed like petals under the moon's tender gaze. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs softly, a slow, serene drift into sleep's warm embrace. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come gently, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you float deeper into the night's hush, you drift slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. There is a profound softness settling into your being now, like the final notes of a lullaby trailing gently into silence. The world outside fades further, leaving only the slow, rhythmic beating of your heart and the whisper of your breath. These steady pulses are the music of your rest, a gentle hum that guides you deeper still. Your thoughts have grown sparse, like distant stars flickering faintly in the vast night sky. They no longer crowd or clamor. Instead, they hover softly at the edges of your awareness, shimmering with a quiet light that invites rather than demands. Psychologists note that such mental quietude often signals the brain's gradual shift into restorative sleep phases where healing and renewal unfold unseen. But tonight, you need only be the tender witness to this transformation, allowing the mind's gentle slowing without pressure or expectation. The warmth inside you expands, a comforting glow that radiates through every cell, every fiber. It feels like a gentle tide washing over you, smoothing away any last traces of tension or worry. Your limbs feel weighty and loose, heavy with calm, yet light enough to float in this vast ocean of stillness. It is a paradox, but one you hold effortlessly. Outside, The night continues its soothing symphony, leaves rustling softly, the distant hoot of an owl, the faint murmur of wind threading through the trees. These sounds become part of your own inner landscape, a tender lullaby that wraps around you like a warm blanket. A smile curves gently on your lips, born of quiet gratitude for this moment, for your body's wisdom, for the slow, sacred dance between thought and rest. You think of the countless nights when your mind raced, like a restless horse galloping through an endless field. Tonight, you are learning to be the meadow itself, still, wide, and welcoming. Your eyelids grow heavier, folding down slowly like the closing of a flower at dusk. You drift toward the tender edge of sleep, where dreams wait patiently, shimmering softly in the near darkness. You carry with you the gentle assurance that you are held, that you are enough, that you are safe. And as you slip beyond the threshold, you float slowly and beautifully into the quiet sanctuary of dreams, where rest is whole and peace is endless. In this vast sanctuary of night, you are wrapped in softness. Your breath, slow and steady, carries you gently through a space where time seems to pause and stretch like warm honey. Your mind rests in this moment, quiet and tender, no longer caught in loops or rushes, but simply existing, still, soft, whole. You feel the delicate brush of air against your skin, a whisper of coolness mingling with the warmth within. It is like the tender touch of a friend's hand, light and reassuring, reminding you that you're not alone. This sensation is subtle, but profound, a quiet companion in your journey toward rest. Your thoughts are like petals drifting down a slow river, occasionally touching the surface before sinking softly out of sight. Each one moves without urgency or demand, free to be light and unanchored. You watch them come and go with gentle curiosity, a silent witness to the mind's tender unfolding. Psychologists tell us that these quiet moments are where healing begins, where the brain's frenetic energy slows to a gentle hum, allowing the deep work of renewal and restoration. You need not understand the details to feel the truth in this stillness. You only need to rest, to let go, to be. Outside, the night breathes softly, a distant owl's call, the rustle of leaves, the soft murmur of the wind weaving through branches. These sounds blend into a lullaby that wraps around you, a tender song that carries you further into peace. Your body feels heavy and warm, sinking deeper into the mattress as tension flows away like water retreating from the shore. Your muscles lengthen and soften, your limbs spreading like the roots of a tree grounded deep in rich earth. This heaviness is a gentle weight, a sweet anchor holding you in the present moment. A quiet smile touches your lips as you reflect on your journey. The overthinker, who once sought an off switch, now learning to rest in the soft embrace of stillness. This is not defeat, but a gentle victory, a tender strength born of patience and kindness. Your eyelids close fully, folding like delicate petals beneath the moon's gentle glow. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs, a soft and sacred space where you float effortlessly toward sleep. You carry with you the grace of this moment, the deep knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come gently, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you drift deeper into the night's hush, you float slowly, beautifully, into the boundless calm of dreams. The quiet darkness behind your closed eyelids deepens, folding around you like a soft, endless sea of velvet shadows. It cradles you gently, a vast expanse where thoughts no longer chase or crowd, but drift lazily like petals floating on a slow, calm river. You feel yourself becoming part of this gentle flow, weightless and unhurried, carried by the steady rhythm of your breath. Each inhale gathers quiet warmth, like the first rays of dawn spreading softly over a still landscape. Each exhale releases tension, folding it away gently, like leaves settling softly on the earth. Psychologists often speak of this breath as the body's invitation to rest, a silent signal that tells your mind it is safe to soften and let go. Tonight, you answer this invitation with tender grace, allowing the breath to guide you deeper into stillness. The subtle scent of night air mingles with the faint warmth of your sheets, wrapping you in a cocoon of comfort and safety. It is a scent both familiar and soothing, like the soft embrace of a cherished memory. Your body sinks further into the mattress, muscles loosening and stretching slowly, like petals opening to greet the morning sun. The last traces of tension melt away, strand by strand, until only softness remains. Occasionally, a stray thought drifts by, a fragment of a song, a whisper of a dream, a gentle question no longer urgent. These thoughts move like lazy leaves on a quiet stream, floating without effort or grasp. You watch them with kindness, neither chasing nor resisting, simply letting them pass. Outside, the night sings a lullaby, the rustle of leaves, stirred by a gentle breeze, the distant call of an owl, the soft murmur of the wind weaving through branches. These sounds weave a tender symphony that cradles you, guiding you toward the threshold of sleep. You imagine yourself a single flickering flame, steady and warm, glowing softly in the vast quiet darkness. A warmth blooms inside, spreading slowly from your chest through every limb. It is a steady, soothing glow, like a quiet hearth warming a peaceful room. Your limbs grow heavy and loose, sinking into the mattress like honey poured over velvet cushions. This heaviness is a gentle anchor, a tender reminder that you are safe, held, and free to rest. A soft smile graces your lips, a quiet laugh rising from the tenderness of this moment. The irony of a mind once racing, now learning the art of gentle stillness. There is grace in this surrender, strength in softness. Your eyelids fold closed like petals beneath the moon's tender gaze. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs, a slow, serene drift into sleep's warm embrace. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come gently, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you float deeper into the night's hush, you drift slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The night's calm wraps around you like a soft, thick blanket woven from the threads of countless gentle moments. Your breath continues its steady rhythm, slow and sure, a lullaby sung by your body to your mind. Each inhale fills you with warmth and calm. Each exhale releases the lingering tension of the day, carried away softly like a leaf on a quiet stream. Your thoughts, once racing and insistent, now move like lazy clouds drifting across a wide open sky. They shift and dissolve without urgency or demand, softening into the vast stillness that surrounds you. Psychologists say that this mental quietude is where the brain begins its restorative work, weaving together memories and dreams into a tapestry of renewal. You need not follow or understand this process. You only need to rest and be present in its gentle flow. There is a warmth spreading from your chest, a steady glow that reaches every corner of your body. It feels like sunlight filtering through a forest canopy at dawn, soft, golden, and inviting. Your limbs grow heavy and relaxed, melting into the mattress like honey drizzling slowly onto warm bread. This heaviness is a gift, a tender anchor that holds you firmly in the present moment, safe and whole. Outside, the world hums softly, the rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, the whisper of a gentle breeze weaving through the trees. These sounds weave a lullaby that cradles you, a tender song that guides you toward the edge of sleep. You imagine yourself as a small flame flickering steadily in the vast night, warm, steady, and serene. A quiet smile touches your lips as you reflect on the journey that brought you here, the restless nights softened by the patient embrace of stillness. The mind that once chased sleep now learns to welcome it gently without demand or hurry. There is grace in this surrender, strength in softness. Your eyelids grow heavier, folding closed like petals beneath the moon's gentle light. The boundary between wakefulness and dreaming blurs softly, a slow, tender drift into sleep's warm embrace. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you sink deeper into the night's embrace, you float slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The gentle hush of night deepens, surrounding you with a stillness as soft as a feather's fall. Your breath moves slow and steady, a quiet tide washing gently in and out. Each inhale gathers peace, each exhale releases the day's lingering weight, carried away on invisible currents. Psychologists describe this breath as a sacred rhythm, a slow, steady signal from body to mind that it is safe to rest, to soften, to let go. Your thoughts have become soft shadows, drifting slowly at the edges of your awareness. They no longer clamor or insist, but float like lanterns on a still lake, dim, quiet, and serene. You watch them with gentle kindness, neither holding on nor pushing away, simply allowing their peaceful dance. The warmth inside you spreads like a slow sunrise, filling every limb with calm and ease. Your body feels heavy, yet light, a paradox held softly in balance. You sink deeper into the mattress, muscles releasing tension like water slipping through fingers. This heaviness is a sweet anchor, a tender tether holding you safely in the present moment. Outside, the night hums a lullaby, leaves rustling in a soft breeze, the distant call of an owl, the whisper of wind threading through the trees. These sounds form a tender symphony that wraps around you, carrying you closer to the threshold of sleep. You imagine yourself a single candle flame flickering gently in the vast dark, small, steady, warm. A quiet smile graces your lips, a soft laugh escaping as you remember the restless nights now softened by this gentle peace. The overthinker learns to rest, to surrender to stillness without fight or fear. There is grace in this surrender, strength in softness. Your eyelids close fully, folding like petals beneath the moon's tender gaze. The boundary between waking and dreaming blurs softly, a slow, serene drift into sleep's warm embrace. You carry with you the quiet grace of this moment, the deep knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that rest will come gently, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you drift deeper into the night's hush, you float slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The night stretches out around you, a vast and tender sea of soft shadows and quiet sound. Your breath flows steady and sure, a slow, soothing rhythm that holds you like the gentle pulse of the earth itself. Each inhale fills you with calm. Each exhale releases the last traces of tension. Psychologists often describe this breath as a signal of safety, a silent lullaby coaxing the mind toward rest. Your thoughts, once sharp and insistent, now drift like soft clouds across a vast sky, light, slow, and unhurried. They move without demand or urgency, folding gently into the deep stillness that surrounds you. You watch them with gentle kindness, neither grasping nor resisting, simply allowing the peaceful flow. The warmth inside you spreads slowly, a glowing ember growing steady and bright. Your body sinks deeper into softness, muscles melting and lengthening, like petals opening to the first light of dawn. This heaviness is a gentle anchor, a sweet tether grounding you in the present moment. Outside, the world hums softly, leaves rustling, the distant call of an owl, the murmur of wind weaving through trees. These sounds form a lullaby that cradles you, a tender melody that guides you toward sleep. You imagine yourself a single candle flame flickering warmly in the vast dark, small, steady, and serene. A quiet smile touches your lips as you reflect on the journey that brought you here, the restless mind softened by the patient embrace of stillness. There is grace in this surrender, strength in softness. Your eyelids fold closed like petals beneath the moon's gentle light. The boundary between wakefulness and dreaming blurs softly, a slow drift into the warm embrace of sleep. You carry with you the gentle grace of this moment, the knowing that you are enough, that you are safe, and that sleep will come softly, cradling you in its peaceful arms. And as you float deeper into the night's hush, you drift slowly, beautifully, into the endless calm of dreams. The night has become a soft embrace, a quiet sanctuary where your spirit rests easy and your body is tenderly held. Behind your closed eyelids, the darkness is no longer a void, but a vast, soothing ocean, alive with gentle currents of calm and quiet light. You float there, weightless and slow, carried effortlessly by the steady rhythm of your breath. Each inhale fills you with a warm, comforting light, a glow that expands gently from your chest to the edges of your fingertips and toes. Each exhale is a soft sigh of release, folding away every worry, every tension, every restless thought, leaving only peace behind. Psychologists say that sleep is not just the absence of wakefulness, but the presence of surrender, a tender letting go that allows the heart to soften and the mind to rest. Your body feels perfectly balanced between heaviness and lightness, grounded yet free. You're like a leaf resting on a slow moving river, cradled by the water's gentle flow, safe in the quiet current. The world around you has melted into silence and soft shadows, the lullaby of the night whispering its promise that you are held, you are enough, you are home. A smile graces your lips, small and serene, a quiet acknowledgement of the journey you've made tonight, from restless overthinking to gentle surrender. You carry with you the tender wisdom that rest is a gift you give yourself, a sacred space where healing blooms quietly and softly. As your eyelids close fully, folding like petals beneath a star-filled sky, you drift beyond the edges of waking, the boundary between day and night, thought and dream, softens and fades, opening into a tender realm where peace waits patiently. And there, wrapped in the endless calm of sleep, you rest deeply, beautifully, completely, held by the gentle arms of the night, carried softly into the quiet promise of dawn. Good night.